Hey, Grant. Right. Well, we'll make some more. We'll hopefully get enough made to have a auction. We got about 11 of them over there. How are you? How you doing today? All right. Well, we gotta make some plastic. So I use dead on plastics, black label, raw tube. Just FYI. Good. I'm glad. Hey, Ronnie. It's good to see you guys. I'm gonna shake this up. Get it mixed. Warm it up. Get it to 350 degrees. And then we're going to make a nice pearl base. I paint them. And so, even though I can do laminates, really cool laminate I made the other day, yesterday, in fact. This it turns out beautiful. And that just came out really, really pretty. Look at that. That's a gorgeous laminate. Cheese sniffer. Mighty Joe. Always have you in the crowd, buddy. But anyway, that turned out really good. In fact, a lot of them did. And so I'm going to warm this up, heat it up, and make a really nice base. And back. I'm looking to get into plastic bait making. We need advice. I've already started pouring my own jigs, tying crappie jigs for a few seasons. Well, buy the best plastics, which is the Plastisol. The best Plastisol is dead on. They're not expensive, but they're the best Plastisol. It'll make a durable bait for anybody that buys your baits. They have 4 or 5 different thicknesses, elasticities to it. But what you do is you buy the good stuff. You can always put some worm oil in it, and worm oil will bring down the durometer of one, and every time you put a little bit in it. And so do that, and get yourself. You don't have to buy all these different jugs because worm oil. Oh, let's see, get that microwave going. Um, so worm oil will bring down the durometer on it, and of course you got to have a real good thermometer. And so we are. I've learned a whole lot since my very first one. This is my very first one. Came out. I mean, actually, the laminate came out good, but I poured a skin on it. And then I painted the skin to turn out very good. But I leave it here to remind me how far I've come. Yeah, just buy a nice craw and then add worm oil, and that'll bring it down. And you can go ahead and you're very welcome, very welcome. And never throw away your unused plastic that you can remelt. So basically, these are all tinted. So if I want this color, I'll just melt this, and vice versa, and stuff like that. But I love painting, and as you guys know, I love painting, and so you can get Lure Works. There's that soft bait coat, a paint designed for painting soft baits, and it does not come off. So it's just really, really, really good. Um, and get a little griddle or a little grill, and so you can heat up your templates or your molds. Never try to pour into a cold mold. I always heat them up because you get a lot of bubbles. A lot of bubbles. we're just going to heat that baby up while we're heating up this. You want to get a nice hot mold in order to eliminate bubbles from occurring. Very important to have thermal gloves. Should be nice and clear, but it's not yet, so we want to keep putting a little more heat in there. My Opaline green. By the way, this stuff I did on Opaline green. Whew, boy, put a drop of white in there, and you are in like absolute gorgeous. Yeah, shake this up for about a minute. Get it nice and mixed. And here we go. Let's see what the temperature is of this plastisol. Stir it up, get the bottom up. Looks like it's real hot. Up 370 is my guess. 390, 389. So more than enough. And another nice thing about Dead On, you have a hard time burning it. You'd have to go 450 to burn it. You know, it's just really tough. So we're just heating this up right now. This with my heat gun. I'm going to shake this up. We've got plenty of time on that plastisol. So, hey, this 69 Dodge Charger. You know, I've owned two of those cars. My very first car was a 69 Dodge Charger. Got in 1979. All my friends made fun of me. It was big, green, and ugly and loud. 440 with an RT, 833 transmission. So in 2002 or 2000, yeah, I think it was 2002. I bought another one and restored that. And that one was a 440, 727. I did everything to it and rewired it. And I did everything. Body work, I even painted it myself. It was a fantastic car. I took the 720. Way too much white. Oh well. I'm going to put about 50 drops of this in here. All right. Anyway, I know my 69 Chargers left, right, in, out. There wasn't a screw, a bolt, anything that I did not touch in that car. I tried to get back then. I had a hard time finding me a good rally cluster. Bought 3 of them, but couldn't get put one together for it. So I decided to design my own dash. So I took some Autometer Phantom gauges, white face, 5-inch, and took some 10 gauge aluminum. I had it laser cutted and then powder coated. And then when I painted my Charger Y2 yellow, or in 1970 it was called banana yellow, and You got to heat this up. And then I illuminated my gas the same color as my car, which was yellow. And it was, in the end, after my build-up on the engine, I had the transmission. I rebuilt the entire drivetrain before I put in my rebuild engine. The 440 ended up being the 452 because I had to go 60 over. And because I couldn't smooth out the cylinders under 60 over. 60 over smoothed out all my cylinders. So that losing all that metal, I had to really, really, um, really adjust my cooling system. And so I did. Let me just pour this in. So I put two 10-inch electric fans up at the front, the higher volume water, higher volume uh, oil pump. There we go. Poured it. You got to wait a few minutes to demold. And it was 575 horsepower, 500 foot-pounds of torque measured. It was, I did not stroke the engine because although it was only going to cost me like $15 more for the crank to get a stroked crank, I didn't do it because it was my daily driver. And we were already at 452, so to get it up to like 465, 470, it seemed a little overkill. And I was already at a lot of horsepower. I mean, I even, in order to reduce the friction on the cylinders, I put a Teflon sleeved pistons in the engine in order to reduce the friction. So my 69 Dodge Charger, in the end, was absolute stunner. I sold it because we needed the money. I had a failing business, struggling business. If it was failing, I wouldn't have done it. I thought I could save it by selling the Charger. And you never love a car more than your own family. But I sold it, and it didn't save my business, unfortunately. And lost the car. So hopefully who's got it nowadays. But the 69 Dodge Charger is my very first car, favorite car of all time. It's the only one of the second gen with a split grille. 68, 70, they don't have split grills on the second gens, but fantastic car. It just brings back so many memories. What is the fastest? Oh, I went 155 in it. It scared the crap out of me. My buddy was with me, took it to a drag strip, and we topped out the speedometer, and it was in 1969 they made multiple Chargers. So they made the RT, then they made the 500. Now the 500, it was more aerodynamic. They put basically the Super B grill on it, pushed it forward so it didn't catch on the front, and then of course the window maps the sail fins. But that wasn't fast enough. I only gave them a couple more miles per hour. So then they went and they made the Daytona with the wing and the nose cone. Oh yeah, 70 challenge, first year of the Challenger, 1970, and we took it to the drag strip, and when we were going about 120 miles an hour, we started to jump on it, and I just kept accelerating, and it just started popping. I mean, really, we should have flipped it, but we were teenagers at the time. And I never really pushed my 500 horsepower one, but it scared the crap out of us because we ran out of track. The gravel was coming fast on us, and I really didn't think we were going to stop in time. I really didn't think we were going to stop in time. I thought for sure we were going to hit that gravel and just die. and I think Mike did too. I think we both thought we were going to die. But there is nothing. I mean, there's faster. There are faster accelerator. But I can park my '69 Dodge Charger next to a beautiful, Lambo or a Ferrari, Nissan GT, and it doesn't matter. Everybody comes to the Charger. And even the owners of those cars come to the Charger. And it just looks like a car that can just eat other cars on the road. It's an absolutely, it's my car. I'm always looking for number 3. And it's my car. It's my car. I have memories in it. And I'm always willing to make more memories in the '69 Dodge Charger. It just is the best looking car in history, in my opinion. Now, everybody's got their favorites. I mean, who doesn't love a '68, '69 Camaro? Who doesn't love a lot, 63 split window vet? Who doesn't like certain cars in history, or 57 Chevy Bel Air? I love other cars, don't get me wrong, but if I lined up all those wonderful cars in front of me, that '69 Charger would be in a heartbeat. I would take it over. I would take it over anything. Um, it's just my memories. We all sort of have memories. We're attached to something emotionally, and that's my Achilles heel. Is a '69 Dodge Charger. Hey, your grandparents' stuff. It's good to see you. So I just poured the mold. We're waiting for it to cool so I can demold it. And then we'll hang it up, and then we'll pour another one. So it's still pretty hot. We don't hold that for too long. So you end up, I'll show you something, when you over pour a little bit up on top, you can see, like this little piece here. So you can take that and just push it against the mold and just take it off. And now it's a nice clean cut. So that's no big deal. So don't worry about over pouring too much. You just push it against the mold and just, the mold will cut it for you and be done. So now my mold is very, very hot. So what we're going to do in a minute, we're going to reheat this, get this back up to temp. It's probably down to about 280 degrees. Yeah, 280. And we're going to put this in for 30 seconds, get it back up to 350. While we're doing that, we'll demold this. And the mold stays very, very hot then. And then we can put it in another one and get less air bubbles. And we did get some air bubbles on the very, very top. So I don't know if you guys can see. Yeah, you can see it right there. You can see those air bubbles just on the very, very top. There's none really on the inside, but if this was a cold plate, all you would see there is air bubbles. So it's real important to get your molds hot before pouring in your laminate. Now, if I was to make, I would heat up both colors at the same time. And this way I'd pour it in once and then pour it in again, right on top of each other before that first laminate got cool. Because if your laminate gets too cool and you pour another one on top, it won't adhere. And so it won't join into each other. So it's important when you do laminate to either put this on a cooktop, and keep it hot while you're playing with laminate. So, but you can see, so the pearl. So this is getting very close to being demolded. So give it a few more seconds, and then we'll heat this up again, and we'll demold this. And get that going. Hey, Lohart, Lotharp, one. Nice to see you. So we're making swim baits. We're making swim baits, and I did order two more molds, a 2¼ inch paddle tail grub, and a 3.5 inch shad paddle tail. And so I want to have a full line of hand painted plastics. And I do hard plastics. There's a little baby shad, and so I do hard plastics. But you got to buy the blanks and then you paint them, and you really don't know how good that blank is to take it out on the lake and throw it in the water. So we're gonna put this in for 30 seconds and demold this. We're going to demold this. So let's demold this. Always fun to the way it wants to come out. So that, and it does have a pearlescent green to it. Really pretty. So we're going to hang this up on my fishing line. And it does have a hook slot. We'll take that hook slot out, get the metal out. That is a beautiful, there's no air bubbles except for that little rim. Okay, we'll paint that. I'm not too worried about that at all. Never, ever see it. And now we're going to put this thing together. It's nice and warm. In fact, it's quite hot. And I'm going to get my laminate out, my plastisol out. I'm going to pour another one. And 30 seconds should be plenty. 350 activates the plastisol. So we're going to just sort of mix this up because there's some a little hard on that. Get that melted. It's like 300 degrees, so that's good. Which is fine. In order to activate the plastisol, you got to get it to 350. Well, it's already activated. So just getting it hot enough to pour it in. We're going to pour it in here. Oh, there's some stuff in it. So if you see something like that happen, we're going to do something here. I'm going to take my heat gun and we're going to put glass in that. I'm going to heat that up really, really hot. Try to get that heat from the outside to the inside. It takes a lot of heat to do that too. So we're going to really heat this thing up. Yes, Angling AI is my preferred mold, but you'll find a lot of good molds out there. Do-it molds are sort of like the beginner's mold. They're cheaper, but they're not as detailed and they're not as reliable at giving you a consistent, bait. I just ordered two BTS molds. They're really nice. We'll see how those work. BTS is got a good selection. We'll see what they're like. But Angling AI is really good. Can't go wrong with Angling. Really, really, really good. Um, and then you can always get like bug molds out of Queen. I do have a couple. One pours good, one doesn't. So what this one will inject really well, but the little finesse one, this one does not inject very well. So be careful, about some of these. This didn't cost very much. I just won't use it anymore. Maybe make a few for me or something like that. Do you have any glide baits? No, not right now. I don't have any glide baits right now. Not hard glide baits. Technically, what I'm making here is a glide bait. Um, so it's these soft plastics and swim baits. That is a glide bait. It's a slow sinking glide, but with paddle tail. So it's a soft bait, but technically I use it exactly like a glide bait. Except with this baby right here, I can drop it right down onto the floor of the lake and pull it through the weeds, bounce it off the logs, do whatever I want with it. It's a much more forgiving. Yeah, that's a fact. This is a swim bait. I've got a bunch of these made up here, and that's what we're making right here. And I'm going to heat this baby up. This thing's got to be heated up. I saw a little imperfection of my pour going there. Now, if it doesn't come out right, I can just cut it up and put it in there and reheat it. So, never worry about stuff like that because you can always recycle your plastics. Unlike a hard bait, if you screw it up and you give it away to some kid out on the lake. What's that? Is anything different if making the bait for salt water? Yes, yes, there is a Dead On Plastics does make a salt water plastisol. So different formulation and much stiffer. Um, the stuff that I'm using is the stiffest for fresh water. And when you're making such a big bait like this, you don't want it to be, you don't want a soft, plastic on that. You want it to be tough because, this is going to go through a lot of abuse. And you want it to swim well. So if you go too soft, it's not going to swim very well at all. But like I said, you just add worm oil to it, it soften it for different baits, sizes that you may have, or different suits. And do not ever buy a cheap injector. Now I got this one. I don't know where I got this one, but this one right here, push too hard, the top just pops right off. So you want one with a bayonet on it. You want a really good injector, one with a bayonet, and so you can just take it off and it won't get pushed off. And you're gonna spend $80 at least on an injector. You're not gonna do not buy a $40 injector. Do not, because it's a waste. It's a waste. It's a waste. Total waste. I had no idea. I just got something that was $40, half the price of the other one. So I think I got it on. Did I get it? I think I got it on Amazon. So the thing's super, super hot because we just heated up the entire mold in order to get the inside hot. So that little bit of chunk that fell out, I think it's very well, on the reheat. And I'm a little worried that thing is costing me. So basically, I just heated the entire thing up. Now, if you're doing a really complicated thing when you're working with skin, where you open it up and you pour different colors onto the skin, And then you pour in your then you close it up and pour in the mold. Then cook it for like 20 minutes on a grill. My little griddle here. Cook it for 20 minutes. Don't worry, you're not gonna hurt this thing. And let that get so hot that all those colors that you put inside come together and they flow into each other instead of looking and they'll just break apart. Let's see. We got one in here that I made. It's a good example of not cooking it long enough. So you want to cook it for like 20 minutes. So this one right here is what I did. But what you do, so you can see it sort of break apart. The colors are not really together. So you got to cook this for like 20 minutes. That'll just be cut up and made into a color soup. So it's real important to have a griddle or some kind of cooktop. And when you're doing something really fancy like that, you got to cook it for a long time. But since I paint, I airbrush, this white one, this pearl white, is not going to look anything like this except for maybe the belly. And so I'll go ahead and make this look like a rainbow trout or something like that. But I love the fluorescence and that green. It almost gives it a sheen like the scales. It's just absolutely stunning. With this 6-inch bait, I put a Owner Beast 8/0 hook on it. And then I sell it as a working lure instead of selling it without the hook. Because a lot of people don't have, a weighted 8/0 hook. You could just put a regular 8/0 in there, Texas rig or something, but it's, cost me like $2.50 per hook. And then I could sell it as a working bait instead of hope you guys get it and then you got to order a hook and you got to wait for it, and it's just no fun. When I get a bait, I want to line it up. Right, put it on the line and start fishing. And I'm going fishing tomorrow. I live in Southern Oregon, so I fish at a lake called Lake of the Woods. They sell my baits there. So I got 10 upstairs of these baits. They sold out real quick. 48 hours they sold out of them. So I made more for them. And this time of year, I have to make a lot of baits to sell on Whatnot, but I also have to make a lot for my one account. I do have a YouTube channel called Terrible at Fishing. So if you guys ever check out my YouTube channel, you'll love all the watch me do this and how to paint them and stuff like that. A lot of great bait tutorials in there. Thanks, buddy. And I also have I got hired to do a radio program. So every Friday night here locally, there's a Terrible at Fishing radio show. I know, it's weird, huh? People listen to people that say they're terrible at something. It's like, computers for dummies. It's fishing for dummies. It's wild, huh? But here in Klamath Falls, Oregon, I'm actually fairly well known. My kids and my wife just roll their eyes whenever people say, "You're terrible at fishing." I'm terrible at fishing. Proud of it, too. What am I selling, J-Town? I'm just thinking things right now. So right now, I just poured this one. This is a 6-inch. It's a G6 by England AI. So it'll come out, hopefully, look just like that. And then what I'll do is I'm going to paint this. And so we'll paint it. And we'll make it perch. We can make it a rainbow trout. We can make it a crappie design. Make it anything I want. I can make it anything I want. That's the beauty of it. Instead of doing laminate, since I do paint hard baits, I just go ahead and do it. I just make one color and so we're going to demold this. Really hot still. Like that. Keep the cloud here. Yeah, we heat it up nicely. I don't see any imperfections in there. So there is our bait. And another nice thing about doing a soft bait like this is it is, well, it's more forgiving than when I paint a hard bait. You make a mistake there, but that is a good looking. There are no air bubbles in it. It's got a nice smooth. Yeah, this mold has a lot of detail in it. You can see the hot stuff. That's the mold, and it is just a ton. The scales on it are excellent. Uh, they had papers, so it's actually underneath inside, and it's a really, really good mold. Got an 8 millimeter eye, which has plenty of eyes. You can make your own if you want, which I also do too. Make my own. It's not too hard to do, actually. It just takes a while to make eyes. So now we've got this nice hot mold here. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to heat up too. And we're going to, I have to heat that up longer. And I'm going to show you how to make a laminate, which is 2 different colors. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take the pearl, I'm going to put it on the bottom, and then I'm going to put a chartreuse line in the middle of it, and then put more pearl on top, because again, I paint it. So I really don't need to go with a whole lot of different colors on it. And I don't need to do that. So we're going to heat up this small half cup of lime truce. And then we're going to, now what I didn't do on this is pure pearl. And so I didn't put any flake in there. We'll put some flake in there. We'll put some red flake in there on the next remelt on this. We're going to put some flake in it. Now I don't put that particular lime cruise that I have there does have a very, very fine multicolored flake in it. Because I did that on purpose to shoot that 1-inch mold. That 1-inch mold is just a pain in the butt. A good mold is easy to shoot. But we'll put some red flake in here when we remelt this, and we'll add that. Actually, no, I don't want red flake. I want green flake because green makes that opaline green really stand out in it. So we're going to put opaline green or green in that. So we're going to put this. And measuring device. Hold on to hand. It's going to be hot, 350 degrees. 350 degrees. That's what we want it to. Get the small one out. Measure that. A little bit longer on that. Stir this up. Make this nice and liquid. We're going to melt this. It needs a little more time too. Just go 30 seconds, 15 seconds at a time. Do not burn your, do not burn it. When you burn your plastisol, it becomes cloudy. That's perfect. That's perfect. Let's get this other one out. This needs more time. By the way, I got this microwave, really nice microwave, at a thrift store for $15. So go to thrift stores, get as much stuff as you can get. And I mean, no reason to buy new because you can't cook food in that thing once you start doing plastisol. So we're going to I'm going to laminate or 3 layers with the same color. And okay, so we're going to pour this pearl just below the hook slot. Get right below that hook slot. Then I'm going to take this lime spruce, cover that hook slot, and get it that thin, and then put more of this. Get that tail filled up nicely. And always make sure that paddle is nice and full. So you get a good swim action. And there we have, oh, we've got to put green in. That's all right. Got to put the green. We can put the green in now, but we'll do it on the next one. Oh, my goodness. Wrong side. Well, that's not good. That's a lot of green. Oh my God. I'm going to have to get some more plastisol in this. Yeah, way too much. I thought I had it on the shaker side. You know what we'll do? We'll just let that harden. We'll just add that stuff instead of try to dilute it. I'm not going to try to dilute it. We'll let that harden. Now we'll let this thing dry. And what we're going to see here is pearl, lime truce, pearl is what we're going to see. And since we poured them in at essentially the same temperature, they bonded really, really well. And in a hot mold, which it is, we have no air bubbles. So it's going to look really, That's going to look really cool. Yeah, but this is how you do a laminate. Either you heat up your mold on a cooktop, keep it hot, use a heat gun, really heat it up, or, and on the first one, that's what I did. But on these other ones, once I create a base in it, it heats up the mold automatically. So I have a little bit of air bubbles on this one, and here, no big. I'm painting that. This has none. Um, and that's what heat does. If you make your own eyes, you basically take epoxy and build it up and just keep hitting it with heat gun to eliminate the air bubbles and make that crystal clear eye on it. So no big deal. Frozen. The baits. That's what I'm doing. I got to make baits on the next auction. The reason y'all haven't seen it is because I had to learn. I had to learn to do this. How do you make a really cool, really nice swim bait? And watch a lot of videos. I destroyed a rocket or two. It's just sort of a reference to Elon Musk. You've got to blow up a rocket every once in a while to just find out how to launch one properly. It's kind of what I've been doing. I've been blowing up rockets. So we're just gonna leave. We're gonna let this solidify. I poured out. I had the wrong side. Way too much flake in there. I wonder what it would look like. Maybe I'll make one just to see what it looks like. So I can always remelt it, right? I think this is gonna be. Whew, it's gonna be flaky. Okay. We'll do that. We'll make on this mistake. And another nice thing too about making these. I was reading. Hey, I'm online. So what's up?
I wanted the form printed out.
Yeah, go ahead. You just don't make that. I mean, you can minimize that or just go to another tab. Yeah, go second one from the left. There it is. All right, guys, we're going to demold this in a second. We're going to reheat this. We're going to see what this thing looks like. That's going to look, well, it's going to look bad. Again, you got to blow up a rocket every once in a while, guys, to find out how to launch one. That's what you got to do. All right, we're going to heat this up. 30 seconds. Heat that up. We're going to demold this. So let's demold this. This is, remember, 3 layers. So that's going to look really cool. It didn't give me back my screen. So I can't see you guys. All right. So this is three. Let's see what it looks like. Oh, yeah. I like it. I like it a lot. So we're going to pull this out. We're going to see what my screw up looks like on a bait. It's always fun to see what screw up looks like on a bait. Because I'm just going to let it dry and just cut it out, add it, mix it in, with other baits. That looks really good though. So I'll put a black top on that head, put some pattern. That lime truce looks really good in the middle. So I'm going to take this, put that back together. All right, this is crazy. I've never done it this way. roughly another 15 seconds. Another 15 seconds. So what I got are these little, these are medical grade, and the handles are really well insulated. That's why I can handle it with my fingers without a glove. Don't touch the main part. It's 300 plus degrees in here. And, we're going to see how bad this screws up. Fill it up. Okay. That is a sparkly bait. Like I said, I already think I'm going to end up cutting this up and remelting it. But since I've never done it, we might as well. We're out only a few minutes of time. So it's going to look really cool or not. Again, when I paint over it, I can do it, create anything I want, a green shad to it or whatever. Penny, how are you? Ramsey, Fire, W. Corbett, Julio. Good to see the few of you that wanted to pop in to see how a bait is made. And this one turned out really cool. That's what happens when you a laminate is just more than one color. All right. Sounds like I'm doing flooring, but it's really, really cool. That line truce down the middle, and then I did a pearl into opaline green. So it's got this color shift to it. It's really, really pretty. So I'm going to paint the back of this black, and then darken the head a little bit. Add a little color around the gill sets. It just turned out. There's the hook slot. You can see the pearl, and then into the line truce. It's really, really cool. And then I put the line right along that back fin there too, so it's lined. And looks really cool. It's one of those really cool things. Hey, Master Five Fisher dude. So yeah, this one's gonna look really cool when it's all done and painted. And these other two give me basically a clean slate. So, and we're waiting for this to dry, or not dry, but cure, so we can demold it and see what my screw up on clicks looks like. It's like I tell people when I take them fishing, even if it's a bad cast, work the cast. You just don't know if you just threw it in front of a fish. So always work it. And even when you make a mistake on your plastisol, like I just did, then make a mold and see what it looks like. It may look really good. I don't think so, but it may look really good. Still too hot. Still too hot. Yeah, these things are. I love. One thing, and this is what I did with this one. This is a lot like this, except what I did is I used a motor oil color, top and bottom, and then I put that line truce down the middle of it, and then I painted the back, the back, its back black, and then that is basically a finished lure. I mean, that is just really beautiful. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous lure. I made two of these. The other one had some imperfections, So I'll be fishing with that one tomorrow. This one's perfect. I mean, the guy, whoever buys it's never going to know, and fish don't care if it's got a slight imperfection someplace. Damn good. I know. I fish with my imperfect lures all the time, and then I sell the good ones. Okay, see what this thing looks like. Okay, this is when you put way too much. You accidentally pour in too much, uh, you know, flex. All right, I like it. I like it. Okay, this is what happened. They whispered, Martin, Nick. This is what happened when you put too much in there. And I've never ever done that because I accidentally did this. But look at it. I mean that. Hey, Martin D. Uh, Fresno man. I'm making baits, buddy. I'm making baits. So, I've been making soft plastics. These are 6-inch swim baits. And look at that. That thing's awesome, man. That's actually a good looking bait. So we're going to pour another one. Pour another one. I really thought I screwed it up, but so we're going to reheat this for another one. Wow, that looks really cool, actually. You just never know, do you? Sort of like working a bad cast. That's what it's like, working a bad cast. And catching a biggie. That looks really good. I'm going to make another one because I like it. I like it a lot. Good, that looks good. All right. So we're going to heat this up again and get this up to temp. And we'll go ahead and measure it. Yep, that's good. All right. I'm going to pour another one. How's it going, Martin? How's Fresno? I have a lot of friends in Fresno. I love living there. I miss Don Pepe. The best Mexican food in California is in Fresno. All right, we got another one poured. Looking good. So Martin, bit of Don Pepe's and eat for me. Get the pochos and camarones. The cocktail. Best octopus in the world, guys. The best octopus. I went to Salem, Oregon. I was staying in Albany, and we went to this Mexican place, and they had a poco, and it was good, but it was not Don Pepe's. Not Don Pepe's. I love octopus. Oh, good stuff. That looks good, man. Come on, you guys can catch something with that. You can catch something with that. Especially, I'm going to paint it. Put a little black on the back. Probably get some red and orange in here. And it's going to look really hot when I'm done with it. It's going to look good. So we're doing another one just like it. Because I like it. And I bet you I catch something with it. My bass are big here. And everybody around here fishes for trout. So my fishing show that I have, I teach people about trout and bass, but obviously I'm more of a bass guy. So this week's is really a good show. I'm interviewing a local that just loves fishing. He's actually a stand-up comedian, so it's really cool. And then this week, I'm going to interview a 14-year-old young man who is an avid fisherman. He'll be on next show. And it's just going to be, I mean, my radio show is just a lot of fun. Just people who love fishing, learning from each other. You know, last 2 weeks I interviewed a professional guide in a part one and part two. And so he had a lot of good things to teach. So my radio show is 1 hour. Believe it or not, my whole radio show is an hour long. And I have fishing reports every week here locally. Every 4 hours on the radio station, I you know my next great and I put it on. I thought it was coming on here, but not until another hour and a half will be my next. Uh, a lot of fun. Man. All right, let's demold this. All right, here we go. Hot, hot, hot. Hot, hot, hot. Really hot. Yeah, here it is. A lot of flex. Really hot. Some people put it in water to help it cure faster, but then on plastics, who makes the plastic? So they say don't do it. So I don't. Just wait 24 hours and it's fishable. But I can clean them before that, once it's cool enough. But yeah, there's a wow. That is something else, man. That is a shiny bait. It's a shiny bait. It worked really, really good. We don't know until I put it in the water and start working it. I might just do that again one day on purpose. So let's take one. We'll do this one, the triple laminate. That one. Because I want to do something really cool with it. So basically, it's got a hook slot. So I just take the hook slot and stick it in that alligator clip. And then on the other alligator clip, so I don't hurt it, I sandwich the bait in blue tape. And voila, it's holding. Voila. Okay. Piece of black. And again, this is Lure Coats SB Coat. This is soft paint. It is a oil-based paint. It's really sticky. Somebody behind me? Yep. All right. So now we're going to paint this. Get that a little darker. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. What did you do?
Minimized it.
Okay, good. I'm online.
I know you are.
All right.
Right here. We are.
There it is.
We are. I need to scan and email this to myself.
All right. Go into search and type in Epson or something. Is that, what's it? What are your options? Scan smart. Yep, that's it. All right. Yes, and I want to put some red on here too. Where's my brush? Red. Oh, somebody's calling me. Maybe that's Cody. Somebody. Hello. Hey, Cody. All right, we'll see you then. All right, bye. 30 minutes, he says.
Okay.
How's Brent doing up there?
He's doing something. He had to go get supplies. He thought Cody would be here and the brain got a lot of stuff.
Right.
So then it kind of put a kink in what he was planning to do. So he went and bought stuff to do something else, I think, because he left. Maybe he went for lunch. It's lunchtime.
So he's not here right now?
Oh, he's here. I can hear him up there banging.
Okay.
He's here doing something. But he was gone. He was here and then he was gone. And now he's back.
All right. We're going to get some blotting. And do some texturing on this with my brushes.
Swatches and I really like the dark one actually.
You like the darker one?
I actually do.
Oh, okay.
So we'll see. That's held up to the towels in my pictures. It's taking forever, probably because you're streaming.
Maybe. When you guys use a brush, you got to use a thicker paint. It's called black dotting or dotting paint. That's what you got to use. So, and I would recommend buying these 75-cent brushes and then cutting the tips to just what you want. And this way you can just go ahead and sort of blot it. we're going to take this and we just sort of blot it. You can see what you guys are saying, so I apologize. My wife's on my computer. I just take a little bit of that black. Going to sort of,
Some what's up and some joins.
huh?
Join and what's up?
What's up is what I'm actually doing right
You know,
now.
like the person. Bobcat Barton says, what's
Oh.
up?
Hey, Bob. So now I'm just sort of dabbing. And we're going to just sort of put a stripe on here with this black dotting paint. Just sort of give it sort of an ear, sort of like a baby bass. So that's kind of what we're doing here is making a baby bass design. And again, you can just cut these brushes any way you want. And you sort of give it that irregular look. And voila. So there's our kind of our baby bass. And we're going to take this one that's a little sharper. We're going to sort of taper it down to the back. Taper it towards its tail a little bit. And just having a good time dabbing. That's what we're done. So basically, what we got is a little baby bass. We got a baby bass. And that is a very cool. It's got the eye on it. Oh, yeah. We're in like Flynn, man. Good bait. Good bait. Love good baits. Hang that up. Oops. Voila. Hang that up. Let's see what we can do with one of these. One of my mistakes. Let's see what I can do with this. Okay. The black. Use droppers to transfer your paint. What? Okay.
I'm out and I'm taking it.
Thank you. All right, let's see what we can do with this guy. He molded that a little too fast. Let's get looks pretty cool. It's a shiny bait. Really shiny bait. Now we put too much glitter in it. How do you know? All right, so now it's kind of fun to make this sort of a crappie pattern on it. Yeah, looks good. That looks like the crappie. Isn't it fun? It's fun. Make your own baits is fun, guys. Baby bass, crappie, I don't know what that is. Whatever you want to call it. All right, we're gonna make this a rainbow trout. Make this rainbow trout. To do that, we're going to make a magenta. Oil-based paint. It's not like acrylics when it comes to mixing paint. Your mixing cup. We're going to get the I do it that way. Clean this up. Seen a lot of brush. A lot of paint. Very important to have a well ventilated room too. Yeah, this is thinner. We'll make a magenta. And we'll put that nice magenta stripe down it. And then we'll darken it. Make it look black. Blue and red. Some lights on before you shake it. I don't want two mistakes. Yeah, totally. Totally. It's like 50-50 on this to make magenta. Yeah, sniffing paint. Whew. I'm going to take some of my pearl white. White pearl. Whiten this up. I also use a little pearl color too. There's good maroon magenta color. Now you can buy these colors already done, but it's a waste. So now we're just going to take that. Yellow. Okay. No harm, no foul. No blood. There we go. We're back. This is purple. Now we put that in there. Get some black. Yeah. It's a yellow. Now we're layering on the colors. I want them to build on each other a little bit. about the soup? There's nothing a lot of it. Just raise real fast. Okay, now black. Now, spots. And I haven't had a stencil for spots. Yeah, there. Ah, it's like a trout. Nice. Good airbrush is worth it. Always. Yeah, a rainbow trout. Yeah. Nice. Nice thing about going with just a clear, an empty slate on the bottom, I can board that. Anything you want. Make it black if you want. You can even big black if you want. Black makes work. That looks pretty cool. And nice. It's good looking bait. People like rainbow trout baits. That looks good. Got one more thing. Make this one more blue. Right down the cup. Blue. That's good green. That's good green. Like fix it. Pour it in. Put it on the stand. Put it looks like there. All right. Start getting that green there. A little bit of the black in this, darken it up. Just darkening it a little and a little more, a little more. You got three greens on top of that yellow. Pretty good. All right. I got an idea. There's my dotting. There it is. Dotting. Get that perch. Pretty good. How much would you guys pay for a hand painted swim bait like this? Tell me in the comments there. Best plastisol money can buy. Looks good. Looks good. Looks pretty cool. That looks really cool. I'll do that, Mike. You gotta put some orange on it. So they have purchase. I have purchase. We got to put some orange in it. Blood red. Orange on there. It's good orange. And there you go. Perch. That is a good looking fish. at that. Oh, that's really good. I always want to plan food together. Anyway, I lose everybody. I guess I did. Well, there's that bait. There's I've seen me make a bait from nothing, which is really cool. Actually, when you think about it. I mean, it used to be liquid. Pretty cool. Oil-based paints really don't go. Time so like acrylics. Yeah, finger on it. I hate that stuff. It's a hard time finding it on the floor. But I All right. Almost got it. Here we go. Voila. We're clean. As good as new. I could be taking too. Where did it go? Biggest part of an airplane. Always. That is. All right, guys. We made soft plastic swim baits from scratch. It's pretty cool when you think about it. Yeah. It is pretty cool. It's sort of a crappie, whatever that is. Perch, rainbow trout, and a baby bass. I mean, basically 5 different fish is what we just did. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching. As I get more and more inventory, I'll get to the point where we'll have an auction. And we'll get these things sold. But right now I have a local account that seems to be selling way too fast. So this accident, easy, dude. It was just. I'm going to fish with one of those tomorrow and see what happens. But yeah, I got a baby bass. Baby bass turned out real good. Turned out real good. Rainbow trout. You guys always love rainbow trouts. And this perch turned out pretty darn good too. Nice perch. So, all right. I think we're done. Yeah, I think we're done. Bam. That's what we're talking about. Bookmark, follow me. I will get another auction going as soon as I get more baits made. It's a lot of baits I gotta make to make you guys happy.